The only time I ever played Dungeons & Dragons was with a 380-pound dungeon master. He obviously did a good job, but I'm not trying to kick it on my weekend with a bunch of fucking nerds. The next time I rolled the dice was with my future, and I'm pretty sure I got a 1. That means critical failure. Thankfully, Baldur's Gate 3 lets me disassociate into a world of fantasy and lore where I can try and fuck that Shrek-looking girl. It's only been 4 hours, and I already fucked the Shrek girl, so now comes the big question. Should I just uninstall this game and end it all? Well, the long sleep is gonna have to wait, my friend. Thankfully, there's plenty in store for your band of adventurers, and in all seriousness, this is one of the best games to come out in a long time. The story is excellent and kept me engaged the entire playthrough. I never really found myself skipping through any of the dialogue since the writing and motion capture is so well done. Every point of dialogue is fully voiced and cutscened, and the side quests have a lot of juice to them. When one quest finishes, there's always a new one to begin, and your direction is always clear. The decisions are very difficult to make, with many instances having significant consequences on how the game plays out. But the decisions being difficult means I was invested in the story and the characters. I was also physically invested, since you can have sex with all the tings and even the bussies too. One of the largest barriers of entry was the dreadful turn-based gameplay. I was devastated when Knights of the Old Republic played like what I could only describe at the time as fucking shit, but I eventually grew to enjoy this format, and lo and behold have come to enjoy the turn-based style of Baldur's Gate 3. You get a nice brain tickle on critical hit attacks as the sound design delivers a great punch and crunch. The unpredictability of dice rolls leaves you with a nice balance of thinking the game is pretty fun, and then completely fucking rigged when you get a critical miss twice in a row. It is also really rewarding when the odds are against you, but you manage to turn it in your favor. There are multiple ways that combat can play out and many tools at your disposal, but my smooth brain always resorts to slicing and dicing, which is just great for me. I was worried this game would force me to learn something new, but most of this complexity is hidden and not really necessary to have a nice time. Outside of combat, it is a lot of fun to explore around. Just like your grandma, some little small hole could open up to a new and exciting experience. Sometimes it's beautiful, sometimes it's pretty scary. Visuals as far as graphic fidelity aren't impressive, but the attention to detail is applaudable. Everywhere it looks like it was either lived in or someone was in there and had all their limbs pulled apart and made into mantles. The most impressive part fidelity-wise was the cutscenes. Every piece of dialogue is well crafted, and they motion captured 250 actors to bring the NPCs to life. This makes the characters feel very diverse and keeps you entertained through every interaction. The art design is incredible, with a vibrant clothing and weapon sets. The score fits the vibe well, and I especially liked some of the dungeon songs, but they reused them a few too many times in all the biomes. Overall, even if you spend most of your recreational time yelling racial slurs in Warzone, there's probably something you'll enjoy here, and the hype after this game is warranted. It's easy to get sucked in and sucked off in this game, and I can finally live the life that my 380-pound dungeon master set out for me 5 years ago. 5 stars.